Hey guys, welcome to another video here in the Ark Taming series on the Boston Chris Show. I appreciate you guys tuning in to another video. This week we are taming the Alamodactylus from the Additional Creatures 2 mod, which used to be called Cami Creations. Now it's just called Additional Creatures 2. I believe they've just changed the name of it. Additional Creatures Part 2 is the actual name of the mod. And this Alamodactylus is pretty dang cool, okay? It is it's essentially a pterosaur, and it's a flyer. So we're going to have a lot of fun with this. Hopefully we can get this guy easily. And, yeah, let's get into it. All right. So we have one of these guys, a max level one, right over here on Ragnarok, in the dune section of the desert, okay? Unfortunately, he's right there, and he's getting wrecked. So what we're going to have to do, if we can... Oh my god. Alfie, you sent the ants, didn't you? Apparently they don't die. What the hell, man? Die, jeez. Alright, did he kill every... Who knew the ants would stop me from taming one of these guys and not the soul of the king that's right there? Okay, GG. Alright, so now let's get down here and actually kill this stuff that's trying to kill the guy we're wanting to tame. Could I have my gun? Thank you. There he is. And so apparently you can tame these guys by knocking them out and tranking them and then feeding them. Or you can tame them by passively feeding them whenever they land. Supposedly. That's what the mod info says. I'm not sure how true any of that is. So what we're going to try to do is we're actually going to try to feed it when it's on the ground and see if that's a possibility or not. Okay. Is 100. Okay, apparently these guys are aggressive. Okay, so that was a max level Tarkia. Unfortunate. Really pretty happy over. Got a couple of flyers like that guy over there. All right, so we have him started. Now, it does again say tameable, trank, or passive. Okay? But I'm going to attempt to tame him just passively. Again, you know, just like any other passive tame, we have to wait for their food value to drop 10% of its total number. And at the same time, just kind of keep an eye out and make sure nothing's going to wreck your face. Okay? And since these guys spawn in the dunes and the desert biodome on Extinction, be cool if that galley would not lead the soul of the king over here. Oh my god. Okay, so that galley just got wrecked. Fine, it's fine. So I do have a Binturong on my shoulder as well from the Additional Creatures 2 Wild Ark mod. And that should help with the food drain on this creature. It looks like... Did I spook him? No, I didn't. Okay, it looked like I spooked him like a tappy there for a minute. I'd be like, how? It looks like he's more like a featherlight, like he just goes up and comes down. But anyway, he's we're waiting for his food value to go down about 400 or so, which is 10% of his total food value. And that's how you get that second feeding. That's also why the second feeding takes so long. And then the third feeding doesn't, because the food that you feed him never, ever, or almost ever fills up the all the food drain that you've done between the first and second feed. So he's just about done. We're going to put the popcorn scent back on him, so that way he will drain a little faster. This is a really cool looking one. It's got some purple in it. My favorite color. Kind of Kind of happy about that. And I can't wait to tell you guys what this creature does as well. For somewhat of an early game tame, to be honest, because the implant that it uses to let you ride it, it's called an implant instead of a saddle. You can unlock that at only level 5. So you can essentially tame one of these guys right from the rip if you can find one in a somewhat safe area, which is really difficult when they spawn in the dunes, desert. And then, of course, you have to wait for them to land and all that junk like a featherlight. Which is probably why you can also trank tame them. And I will test that out for sure in this video to see if we can get one to knock out and then tame as well. So we will tame this one, and then we will tame another one as well. I will go ahead and fast forward to the last feeding on this guy right now, and then we will go looking for one to knock out. Now you can also, it looks like you can just kind of get on his back too, perhaps, like a wyvern. Yeah, see, you can actually get on his back also. I don't know if you can fly up, like if you'll fall off when he flies up. Make sure you have parachutes or tech boots. Yeah, you can see I am literally on his back as he's flying. Just like a crystal wyvern. If we were going to tame a crystal wyvern, we would do it this way. Kind of cool. See? And so, now he's tamed. And now what I'm going to do is just shoot him with that. Okay, now let's find one and knock it out and see if that works as well. Alright. I killed him just because I can. Now let's find another Alamodactylus around here. 7675. We'll go to that location. And so we're going to try to knock this next one out and just see if we can tame it that way also. I just want to confirm that the mod is correct on that. There's the one we're looking for. He's being guarded by a Crimson Phoenix, a very high level one. So what we're going to do is we're going to kill the Crimson Phoenix, grab its ashes, because why not? And then we will knock the Alamodactylus out. Right, let's do it. Right? So now we're going to try to knock this guy out with 30cc web darts. From the Better Narcotics mod. This one's got actual black in it. It's also very cool looking. So it is knocked out. And now we will see if it will eat. Okay, so it is unconscious. I have food in it. Let's see if it'll eat. You scared the crap out of me, water jug. It does work, you guys. It does work. So regardless if you knock him out or passive, then it'll work. So yeah, you don't have to wait for him to come down if you just want to knock him out. You just keep in mind, though, that this guy has 22,000 torpor, but only 2,200 health. So you're going to need to implement a lot of torpor on him without hurting him. That's going to be very difficult to do. So it would seem to me like the passive might be the best way of doing this particular tame. Even though it's probably going to be a little safer to do it this way. Because, you know, he doesn't fly away or whatever. But I'm going to go ahead and fast forward until we have all of these, both of these creatures tamed. And then I will tell you some of the cool things that this creature can do. And all of the things that it does for attacks and things as well. This is a very cool flyer, and I think you guys will like it. Be right back. Okay, so these bugs around here are doing a thing to him, and I'm going to talk about that in a little while. Wanted to come back and show you the attitude that is displaying and the insect killer buff that the wild one there has. Okay? Because that is going to translate to the tamed version as well. Okay? This one is just about tamed, and then we will get him back to the base. We will put saddles on these guys, and I will tell you all about them. Right, there we go. Got him. So let's get back to the base. And we will put one out. The higher level one that we got. Alright, so first things first. Love the purple on this. We are going to go ahead and craft. Type in AC. And you will see AC Part 2 Implant right here. This is available to unlock at level 5. Okay. Just going to create one of those. Actually, we can't because we haven't actually unlocked it. Going to unlock it. We'll come over here and we will craft one. And then we will put it on the creature. Apparently, you can ride it without one. Well, so that's cool. This will add slightly more armor to it, though. It doesn't even look like a saddle, does it? Doesn't. You can ride it without that, which is neat. So it feels very much like a tappy, but you can't fly backwards or sideways with it. It is very quick, though. Okay, let's talk about this guy. The Alamodactylus is a large pterosaur seen soaring through the expansive sands of the desert. Despite its large size, it is not aggressive to players unless it's provoked. They soar high in the sands, using their sharp eyes and to spot prey in the glare of the sun, and use their strong beaks to break the armored hide of their insect prey. A bane against most insects in the desert, they can quickly rile themselves into a frenzy, becoming stronger and seemingly becoming able to soar for infinite amounts of time. Tamed, they make great desert companions with strength against insects and a useful ability to create clay, which I'm going to talk about. The pterosaur makes nests out of clay similar to a mud dauber wasp, using a mixture of cactus sap and sand to form its nests. This side ability can be useful to survivors who need large amounts of clay fast. So this is a sexually dimorphic animal as well. Pretty cool how it does that while I'm just hovering here. Pretty neat. And what I mean by that is the males have a vibrant blue color, and females have a duller but equally beautiful brown and white coloration. They automatically will craft 2 clay in its inventory, so long as it has 1 cactus sap and 1 sand in its inventory. So you put 1 cactus sap, 1 sand in its inventory, and it will make you clay. Let's test that. So you go into its inventory. All right, so let's grab some sand. Just grab 5 sand full. And then we will grab some cactus sap as well. Grab 5 of those. Pull. And then we'll put that over into the inventory of this creature, and it will automatically craft clay. There should be 10 clay by the time we're done here. Okay? So I'm not even doing anything. It's just automatically doing it, right? So early game, this will be really key in making adobe housing. And if you're on Scorched Earth, that would be very, very helpful, of course, right? So anyway, that's how you can quickly make clay with this creature. What's also cool about this is the cactus sap, sand, and clay within its inventory will weigh 40% of its normal weight. And the cactus sap, which has a spoil timer on it, will have 30 times preservation in the inventory of the Alamodactylus. So if you want to keep your cactus sap good for longer, you can use these creatures to do so. The creature is immune to venom, and they are also immune to sandstorms. So that's right. This is a creature that can still fly in a sandstorm. Okay? Other creatures cannot do that. They will automatically land during a sandstorm. This also will gain an insect killer debuff that I just showed you, which is similar to the Megatherium and the Scorpio Venator. But this one works a bit differently. While it has a default 1.5 times damage multiplier to insects, it gains no additional armor when the buff is activated. It only gets an additional 1.6 times damage multiplier that applies overall instead of just to insects. And this buff also gives the Alamodactylus plus 50 stamina per second, practically granting it unlimited stamina, so long as it is angered or enraged. So as long as it has the insect killer buff, which is indicated by like a red aura around it, you will get plus 50 stamina per second, which means you can fly for forever, essentially. The left click on this creature is just a simple bite, and it will deal certain multipliers to certain armored creatures, okay? The right click is a peck, like so. So this is left click, this is right click. They're exactly the same. Exactly the same. Exactly the same. I should say same animation. It looks like the damage is a little higher on the right click. Yeah, it's a little bit higher, about 10% higher on the right click. The C key, when you're on land, does the wyvern wing flap, like so. Okay. It hits twice with low damage, but has a wide range with great knockback. This attack is its best harvesting ability, too, and it will gather bushes and trees at once with a single use. So you can go up to a bush, hit the C key, and it will automatically harvest them. It'll do the same thing with the trees when you are on land. Okay, just like that. The C key when you are flying will do a roar. I guess that's a roar. It's more of a grunt, but that's just aesthetic. And the X key toggles predator vision. Okay, look at this, you guys. This is very similar to what the owl does, the snow owl, right? This is like a predator vision. And you can hit left control to disable it. Or not. Okay, that's incorrect. You just hit the X key again to disable. Alright? Like that. That is so cool. This is one of the cooler creatures that I've seen so far. From any of these mods, because you can get it really early in the game if you want to. It does not have any kind of glide or dive features like the owl or the griffin. It just simply flies. And again, if you are angered by an insect, you can fly literally forever, or at least until the debuff is over. Yeah, that is the Alamodactylus from the Additional Creatures Part 2 mod. What a cool creature. They look really neat, too. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button. If you want to see more like this, you can, of course, subscribe. If not, we do put out a new Ark Taming series video every single week. Make sure you check it out. Thanks for watching.